Hey guys, I know it's been a while. The last post that I posted to my blog was the 10 things what not to say to somebody with food restrictions or allergies, and I've been quiet since because I was really sick last Tuesday, and then last Wednesday I went to the ER, and then they kept me in the hospital until Saturday, and I've been trying to recover since then, and been fighting a lot of nausea this week, and today is the first day where I'm feeling semi-human. I'm still not feeling up for sort of writing a blog post, so I thought I would do this whole video thing and see how it worked and how you guys liked it. And so we're going to give it a try. I'm going to try and not go too long, but since I can be verbose, I'm going to try and keep it short. My hip pain has still been very hip painy. We tried a day where I was without pain meds, and my pain levels were still like 8.5, which is not good. And then that's based on the pain scale that's like explains clearly what each one is. I posted about it on Instagram and Twitter just yesterday from the My Pain Diary app on iPhone. And I really like that because it clearly says what a 1 is, and a 2 is, and a 3 is, and a 4 is, and what a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is, and 10 is like passed out, 9 is like moaning and screaming, and 8 is like nausea and dizziness, and I'm like, yes, that's what I'm having today. Because as soon as I took a pain pill, again, I felt better. So it's been good. So it's been interesting. In the hospital, because I ended up with an impacted bowel from the pain medicine. I will not share the details of how we fixed that, because you don't want to know, and neither do I really. If I could forget the entire experience, I would. But they kept me in the hospital for a few days to see if they could figure out what was wrong with my hip. And they did MRIs of my pelvis, my hip, and my lumbar, and everything neurologically looks fine. Muscularly looks fine. Bone-wise looks fine. They may end up doing CTs at the orthopedist. Who knows? I see them on Thursday. My appointment's at 1:46 on Thursday, and I don't know where I just moved it so it's safe, but I was ticket to go see President Obama accept the nomination again on Thursday. So I have to go to the orthopedist first, and then I get to go to see the president, and I'm super excited to that. My friend Tamika, who got me a ticket, humongous thanks to her, I ended up not being able to go, and I missed out that they had finally released them because I was in the hospital, and then the day that they were waiting in line to do this, I was being released from the hospital, so I wasn't able to get one, so that kind of sucked. So far nothing's showing, but I'm still having a lot of pain. So I'm back on the pain meds temporarily, and sort of playing with my meds to try to make myself and my life as easy and comfortable as possible. So that's been fun. This is new, and I'm in love with it. Dr. Miller, who is my physiatrist, who treats me for my fibromyalgia and helps with my EDS treatment, because she works with my joints and stuff, prescribes my Topamax and any of my muscle joint stuff. She prescribed this, which is a compound of ketoprofen, baclofen, cyclobenzaprine, gabapentin, and something else, lidocaine. So this stuff is awesome. I can use 1 to 2 pumps on my shoulder 4 times a day, and this may be saving me from having shoulder surgery. Because of the tear in my shoulder, there's a lot of pain, and we can't do another cortisone shot because the one I had a couple months ago, you can only get them so often, and to get another one so soon would be dangerous. And because of the EDS, cortisone will thin ligaments, which puts me at higher risk of tearing. So that's actually bad. So, but this stuff, which is pretty awesome, is safe for me, and I am pretty in love with it. This is the hospital's label because I take it in myself because they can't compound it there. So when you go to the hospital and you have medicine that they can't make or they don't have, you bring your own, they label it, and then they sort of give it to you when it's time for you to take it. These are my lotions, and I kept them at my bedside, but they still had to scan them every time I took them because they watch you like hawks in there to make sure you're taking your meds, which is pretty crazy. During the hospital visit, it was interesting. CMC did a couple of really awesome things. First off, they worked really hard with my food allergies, and I actually had several pretty tasty meals. The first one that they made me for dinner was sirloin steak, which was like medium well. It was just terrible, killed steak. And brown rice that was seasoned with I don't know what, but something that gave me an allergic reaction, and strawberries. But I was having an allergic reaction to the rice, so I called my nurse, and I was like, I need Benadryl now, I'm having an allergic reaction to something in the food. She's like, okay, I'll try as fast as I can. So she calls the doctor, and they have to do this, and I'm like waiting 5 minutes, and my lips are tingling, and my cheeks are itching, like on the inside of my mouth. And I'm like, I'm not going full anaphylactic, but I'm freaked a little this, and I'm like, I have Benadryl in my purse, which I didn't tell them about, but she's like, well, if I don't hear from the doctor in a few minutes, I'm going to try and override it and just give it to you. So, something happened, they got me Benadryl, they injected it into my IV, and it's like magic, instantly better. Liquid Benadryl is way better. One night, Thursday night, I woke up middle of the night, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had to pee, and I couldn't move my legs. Not at all. Scariest thing that's ever happened to me. I've had night terrors where I've been awake but not able to move my body, and those were weird, but that was because of the meds that I was on. But this was, I was awake, I could move my arms, my upper body, I could wiggle my toes, but I couldn't move my legs. I couldn't move them. And I was having a really bad cramp in my low back. And I apologize about the scratching my face thing. Ragweed allergy is really bad right now. Ragweed is crazy off the charts pollen right now, and despite all of my meds, I'm still reacting to it. But I was freaking out, and I really had to pee. It was awful. Eventually my legs got better. Like, I sat up and literally moved my legs to the side of the bed, and I used my cane and a nurse, and I was managed to convince myself to stand up by pushing myself up, and I could get my legs to keep me standing. So I don't know if my legs were asleep. I don't know what happened, but it was crazy scary, and I don't ever want that to happen again. I was terrified. But those are really the only bad things. The MRIs showed nothing, so there's nothing wrong with my hip, but I'm in intense pain, so hopefully the orthopedist will have some answers on Thursday. Let's hope. So that's the news from the doctors about the hip stuff, which is what's been keeping me in and out of the ER and in the hospital for 3 days. The chest pains are still there, but, you know, it's kind of crazy. I can't sleep on my right side because of my hip and my shoulder, and I can't sleep on my left side because of the chest pains. So I'm learning how to sleep on my back, which is very interesting. Never thought that was going to happen. Recently, some of my meds have been up, and so a friend has recently been filling my pain meds for me into my pill box. I have this nice daily pill box, and I don't know if you can see through, but there's all sorts of pills in here. And I realized that, like, last night as I was watching my med box be filled, that I now, like, take more meds than my grandparents did in their, like, 60s. And I'm like, it was a very strange moment for me. Because there's the pills that I take, and then there's this and the Voltaren gel that I use like 3 or 4 times a day, and then there's an inhaler, and then there's Nasonex, and then there's EpiPens and the Benadryl. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. So, but in good news.